Many animals in the zoo's stories will end soon. But there'll be the young ones to take their place. They are born or orphaned, ready to take the adult's place and become the next generation. Hello, little guy. In Elephant Lands in Oregon Zoo, a perfect place of staging a giant. Asian elephants. Although they're smaller than African elephants, they're among the largest land mammal on Earth. About 10 feet standing to shoulder and weighing about 5 tons. And with a trunk that could reach a well-sized tree, now to use to get food that's too high. Elephants can eat over 200 pounds of vegetation a day. This female, 30 years old, is named Rose too. After 20 months of pregnancy, this female is hiding a special treasure. One that hasn't been seen in Oregon Zoo in more than a decade. Right beneath her feet, a 2-month-old calf. Meet Tula Tu. This young female is exploring her new world. She may look like half the size of my brother, but she still weighs 200 pounds. And after 20 long months in the womb, it's one of the largest pregnancies of any land mammal. Mom's feeding converts them into milk for her calf. Adorable. Oregon Zoo is the best breeding program for Asian elephants. And seeing one in Oregon Zoo is just precious. All going since the first elephant in Oregon Zoo, related of Tula Tu. A bit hairy, baby Asian elephants are the hairiest elephant in the world after the extinct woolly mammoth. And look at that. She's playing with toys, like human kids. After a long decade of waiting, seeing a baby elephant is what many visitors have been waiting for. The newest elephant in Oregon Zoo, and one day she'll explore the entire elephant lands, but for now, she's just too little and stays by Mom's side. The future of Tula Tu depends on the care of Oregon Zoo. In Primate Forest, another exhibit in Oregon Zoo, another mother is busy taking care of her young. A female orangutan named Kitra and her 3-year-old daughter, Julian. Julian, the orangutan. She'd probably be half the size of Josiah, but she's 3 years old. Young orangutans stay with their mothers about 10 years, one of the longest childhoods of any animal. While Kitra's youngster just plays around, she enjoys relaxing, watching her, and eating. Whoopsie. Mom, look at me. Woohoo, look at me, Mama. Looks like this playtime is becoming agile. That's enough now. No jumping on the ropes. Gigantic fingers help her grip through any roping. And that's what orangutans do when they climb. But what about being blindfolded? Uh-oh. Juliet has a lot to learn of being blindfolded when climbing about 40 feet in the air. All youngsters have the thought of playing. Another exhibit in Oregon Zoo, this mother is guarding a child that's big for his age. This is Tamu, a young black rhinoceros who has just grown and exploring his home. He may be a year old. He still weighs half a ton. And that's impressive for a rhino calf. It's a rainy day, and he doesn't feel much as jumpy when he was little. He still relies on his mother, Josie. They all relax on a brushy room to brush your skin. Yeah, that's the spot. They also use a rhino's horn to scrub it too. A rhino's horn is valuable, and this is the reason rhinos were on the brink of extinction. Tuma has survived a year in Oregon Zoo and will soon play a bountiful part in the rhino exhibit. But for many young animals, they're not always born in the zoo. In the Great Northwest in Oregon Zoo, they are orphans. These guys are Timber and Thorn, the newest black bears in Oregon Zoo. They were found in Alaska, too young to survive on their own, were rescued and brought to the zoo. Many young residents in the zoo have the same fate as Timber and Thorn, and now starting a new life. A life they must endure. They start in a cage that are separated from other adult bears that are from the zoo, and quite have a kick at it. And this is when they're a bit small, playing balls like little toddlers. Now, a year and 6 months old, they can explore as much as they want. Another, more larger and older bear comes out of her nap. Bears in the wild hibernate, but while bears in captivity don't, she's allowed to take naps. And has to live with the new bears. A bear would normally kill a cub, giving a chance. But here in the zoo, she could be calm. Well, sometimes. Sometimes when Timber and Thorn get close, the bears certainly act more bear-like by giving it a little chase. Come here, come on. That's right, I'm here. Yikes, I don't want to go, you're creepy. Oh dear, I'm out of here. While the adult bears are pretty much having fun chasing Timber and Thorn, Timber and Thorn have also a game they could do while attacking each other. Like this. Bear cubs practice fighting, because if they do return to the wild, they need those skills to battle dominance. That fight may badly hurt each bear, but this fight is all in good fun. It's like fighting at another furball. Yikes, Thorn not the teeth! That's right. Nice moves. Not bad. Even though this fight may look serious, it's all in pretend. But that's enough fighting for a practice turn. For these guys to survive, they need all they get. By practicing fight and playing with the adults. There are lots of orphans in Oregon Zoo, including one animal, but does not come to Oregon Zoo with the other adults, but come with the other adults' stories, and it would have been better if we start with the adults. Deep in the exhibit, at the edge of the Great Northwest, an elusive cat makes his appearance. One that few people have seen in the wild. And even here, he can be elusive. This is Paiute, a male mountain lion, brought by the zoo by 2010. Once he was a young cub, but more than a decade out here, he has now explored the zoo almost his entire life. This cat is so elusive that even the zoo is hard to spot, but can still come out if he needs to, and looks cute on visitors. It's hard to see a mountain lion in the wild, but if you want to see one real quicker than you want to, Oregon Zoo is a good place to find one. And the only time a cougar will get close to you, well, not like cuddly, but close, and drinking puddles from last rain. This cougar is well at home at zoo, as he's trying to get used since 2010. And when he relaxes, a good view is closed by humans. Pyatt may be a great cougar to see at the zoo since 2010, but nobody lives forever. After almost a decade and a half living in Oregon Zoo, Pyatt's journey ends here. It may be sad for the Pyatt fans. His story may be end, but that's not the end of cougars in Oregon Zoo. A few months later, orphan cubs, Link and Nova, just 4 months old. As soon as they get used to the zoo, they'll be living in it for about 15 years. Less or more. Right now, they just relax. Now, it's their turn to pass their story in Oregon Zoo. As Pyatt did, and hang around the zoo, play and enjoy. And walk around the trees like wild mountain lions do. All animals in zoo most start young and live in the zoo for the rest of their lives. All life across the zoos, not just Oregon Zoo, depends on the next generation to take their place. And some animals are already being young right now in Oregon Coast Aquarium. These little fellas should be huge, but they're little. Young bat rays. They look like the size of your hand. Soon they'll actually grow the size of a man, but not today. And a couple of them are in a tank where they can swim and enjoy. Some probably hatched here. Others were found orphanage. It could swim freely, on top or above, all across the aquarium, looking at eyes of visitors. And they could have the right to play. But as they get a little older than this, they'll be getting another exhibit way better than here. The open ocean exhibit, where these little rays could swim even further. with other fish, a place to grow, and more visitors. Soon they get bigger, now the size of your head. They swim around mackerel and anchovies, and sharks. Most sharks would normally eat young rays, but these sharks don't think of them as food, but friends. And this creature is what the young rays will grow up into. A big gigantic ray with a huge wingspan. And that's how life works in captivity. Back at Oregon Zoo, another rare big cat shows its appearance. The Siberian tiger, a 1.5 years old, the newest tiger, and his brother in Oregon Zoo have been brought by another zoo when they were very little. Many animals, born or orphan, brought to the zoo for protection or other animals given birth. And the tigers were orphans. In the wild, once brought to extinction, tiger numbers are actually increasing. While some animal stories will not end for a few decades, the next generation will be there, taking their place as their parents did, or old animal peers. And one day, Tula Tu the young elephant will soon explore the entire elephant lands with her mother as a family. This is where the Zoo Planet story ends, with the next generation. Those are the 5 episodes of Oregon Zoo. My favorite animal in them is the baby elephant because it's cute. Well, this is what a zoo likes when you see them. And if you want to see more animals than when you see in the wild, you go to the zoo. Well, until then, my name is Judah Mark Surak. Enjoy the Zoo Planet series.